Hey guys, M13 here. I'm doing my tours. This is my group. And we just visited a monastery, a nice one. I'm wearing my body armor. Yeah, so I met with a hater, which is a first. It was kind of neat at first because it was the group of us and we're all eating breakfast, and then a white guy sees a big group of foreigners and he's new to Taiwan. He's like, well, what's this about? Is some kind of club or something? So he walks up to me and he's like, hi guys, don't mean to be intrude or anything or be a nosy nose, but, and yes, he actually was gay. And he's talking to us and he's like, you know, I just wanted to know what you guys are up to, blah blah blah, what's going on. Are you guys gay too? No, he didn't say. I'm joking. He didn't say he was gay, but you know, he was. And then yeah, and then I you know, I'm being all he's being friendly. I'm being friendly. I'm explaining to him that it's a tour and I'm the tour guide, and we're explaining what we do, and he's asking about motorcycles and scooters, and I'm telling him that we have motorcycles, but people prefer scooters because it makes more sense when you're riding for 10 hours straight on curvy roads where if you're on a motorcycle, you'd constantly be shifting. So it's a lot more comfortable. You don't need to be that far, man. So anyways, and then I said to him, yeah, you can, you know, if you just do a search like M13 and Taiwan, like those two words, you'll probably, and he's like, M13, he's like, are you the video guy? Actually, he said video game guy, which was odd. I'm like, well, I got a couple of videos with the video games. I think he meant video, but he said video game. And then I'm like, yeah, and then he's like, more death, and he actually, like I said, M13, and he's like, is your name more death? And I'm like, oh cool, he's a fan. Like, what are the chances of some stranger walking up to us and he ends up being a fan? And this is the funny thing, he wasn't a fan, he was a hater. I'm like, yeah, I'm more death, and he's like, man, you're really disrespectful. And I'm like, what? He's like, you're really disrespectful to Taiwanese people. And I'm like, no, you're fucked in the head. I'm not. I love Taiwan. And he's like, I've seen your videos. In your videos, you're like, you're like driving, and then some car does something, and you're like, you're a fucking idiot. This car's a fucking moron. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you think it's racist or it's a disrespecting of a country when you insult an individual driver for doing something bad? And I'm saying this to him, right? And then my argument was so awesome. So we started to argue about whether or not and then he says, like, you're a guest in this country, so therefore you should, you know, be more respectful or whatever. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, are you American? And he's like, yes. And I was going to go on to say, well, unless you're like, you know, Aboriginal, but that's kind of a weak argument. But instead I got lucky because he goes, well, actually, I'm Iranian, but I live in America. And I'm like, okay, so you're Iranian and you live in America, so that means you're a guest in America. That means when you're in America and some guy cuts you off, or, you know, like, or is in front of you and brakes for no reason, causing you to brake and swerve, you don't insult them because you're a guest in America. Is that right? And he's like, well, that's different. And I'm like, oh, it's different because the people here are Asian and I'm white. So therefore, if I was in England or Canada or America or Germany or any white country and someone cut me off or fucked with me in their car, I'd be able to say, what a fucking moron, what do they do this for? And it'd be okay. But because the people here, their skin is yellow, I have to, like, treat them as if they were, what, retarded children? And that way when they do something stupid, I can't say anything. Oh, this guy almost killed me with his car, but he's Asian, so, I'm not going to say anything bad about him. You know, like, it's like, I'm like, Mr. Gay Iranian, it sounds to me that you're the racist here, not me. Because if I was in Canada, if I was in America, especially, imagine a Canadian in America and someone cuts them off, and then they're like, sorry, they're not allowed to insult them. They're not allowed to complain about the fact they just got cut off because they're in a different country. Like, that's the logic. It means if you're American and you go across the border to Canada and some guy almost kills you with their car, you're not allowed to say anything because you're a guest in Canada. That's this Iranian guy's logic. If you cross the border to Mexico and somebody fucks with you with their car, someone's driving the wrong way down a one-way street, you're not allowed to say anything because you're a guest in Mexico. If you're from Texas, the state of Texas, and you're visiting the state of Tennessee, and somebody cuts you, you're not allowed to say anything because you're a guest in that state. Like, that's like, it's the same exact fucking logic. You're out of your home area, so therefore you're not allowed to complain anytime anyone else does anything stupid or rude. Like, what kind of logic? You know? So, and it's like, and it's funny because he's gay and he's Iranian. It's illegal to be gay in Iran. So if you're so into respecting cultures, shouldn't that mean you should kill yourself? Because I'm pretty sure the penalty for homosexuality in Iran is the death penalty. And you're gay and you're Iranian. So if you're so into respecting culture, you gotta kill yourself. You know, and of course, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not against homosexuality. I don't think gay people should be. If you read my Facebook page, you know that I actually favor gays. If I have a gay guy on my tour, I get excited. I'm like, oh cool, a gay guy. That's something different. So yeah, so it was just weird. He was telling me, and then he's like, and he's saying that, you know, like, he also said to him, like, well, you're a guest in America, so therefore, and he's like, oh, that's different. I've been in America a long time. And I'm like, well, I've been in Taiwan my entire adult fucking life. I've been in Taiwan. I was an adult in Canada for 3 years, and then I moved to Taiwan, and I was an adult in Taiwan for 17 years. So pretty much my entire adult life, the last 17 years, has been spent in Taiwan. And yet somehow I'm still a guest. Can you imagine using that logic on Americans? You know, you got Americans that come from overseas, like foreigner Americans, like from India or China, wherever, and they've been in America like 6 years, and they get citizenship and shit, and then, you know, and they're like, I'm an American, and so, okay, they're Americans, but I'm not Taiwanese, because it's like, ugh. They can say that they're Americans, even though they've only been there 6 years, and don't speak the language. But somehow I can't say I'm Taiwanese, even though I've been here 17 fucking years, and do speak the language. And I'm a Taiwan tour guide, but I'm not, you're just a guest. Doesn't matter if you've lived here 40 years, your kids are Chinese, your wife's Chinese, or Taiwanese, sorry. You know, your whole family's Taiwanese, and you've been here your entire life, but no, you're still just a fucking guest. So therefore, you can never complain when someone fucks with you, because you're a guest. Yeah, okay, Mr. Iranian. Like, that's, and you know, and the crazy thing is, like, as you can tell, like, I don't think, I'd be really surprised if anyone in the comment section, like, doesn't agree with me. If someone in the comment section says, no, you're wrong, doesn't matter if you live there, like, 60 years, you're still not allowed to complain ever about anything because you're a guest. Like, who's gonna agree with that? I'd be really, but the crazy thing is even if that guy watched this video, he still wouldn't change his mind, because that's how humans are as a race. Now we're on a totally different topic. The humans will never admit they're wrong, even though you completely prove it. And this is, you know, like, the same is said for me about some things. I'm not the most open-minded person in the world, as people know, who everyone knows, who's tried to. People have tried to change my mind about conspiracy theories and vaccines and all sorts of shit. You guys gotta watch out for that comment. So, yeah, so I'm not saying I'm immune to this. I'm just, but I'd like to think I'm more open-minded than most people. You know, I'd like to think that, but it's hard to say. No, I'm pretty sure I am. I do change my mind about some things. Donnie changes it all the time. Donnie loves to prove me wrong, and he's good at it. Anyways, end of this video. M13 meets a hater.